Hello, everybody. So this is our second podcast episode today, or technically yesterday, or technically tomorrow when we post this, because it is early in the morning. Just for contextual purposes, this was recorded at 1:39 a.m. Friday, September 25th of 2020. Dad. Yeah, you're gonna get shit kicked out here. Anyway, back now after snitching aside, there is a bunch of things that have happened. Do you want to start with the trade today, or do you want to get there?
Well, let's start with it. Well, we got tons of stuff we're gonna say on that, so I think we should start with the awards.
The awards, okay.
What
What did you think of them?
My boy.
Which boy?
Connor Hellebuck.
You gotta speak up, boy. They can't.
My
hear you.
boy, Connor Hellebuck.
Oh yes.
It's been a long time coming.
Yeah, well, especially after the nomination 2 years ago.
Yeah. Well, I don't really have much to say on it, to be honest, other than he totally deserved it. I mean, if you look at
Did you see the voting?
Yeah, I saw the voter. What? Who else? Didn't Tristan Jarry get a vote?
Tristan Jarry got a vote. Yeah, there was a
Darcy
bunch.
Kemper got a vote.
vote.
Yeah, but the thing with Hellebuck is, like, if you look at so you got Hellebuck, Vasilevsky, and Rask. Okay,
Vasilevsky's out.
Vasilevsky's out because he has never had to carry their team the way that. I think. Period. Really, pretty much. If you look at the defenseman on the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Vasilevsky. So can I say what
Go for it.
So here's the voting breakdown. There is about 29 people who vote in this. Okay. 29 people voted by the NHL general managers. So you can't. Oh, okay. Oh. Okay. So there's by all the general managers vote. Okay. So. Connor Hellebuck received 19 votes, first place votes, 9 second place votes, and 1 third place. Tuukka Rask finished with 10 first place, 15 seconds, and 4 thirds. Andrei Vasilevsky got 1 first round, 3 seconds, and 17 threes. And then after that, there's just a couple minor goalies, like Jacob Markstrom got a second and 4 third picks. Elvis Merzlikis got a second and a third. Robin Lehner got a second. Jordan Binnington got a third. Tristan Jarry got a third, and Darcy Kemper got a third. Now, to keep in mind, there are technically only 3 names on the ballot. You can add your own, which is why there's so few that come off on the sides.
That is some nasty thunder.
You know what that is? That's lightning struck. That is.
That's how you know.
That is a voting sign. Anyway, no. But what I'm saying though is that the breakdown is pretty clear cut. With the thing with Vasilevsky is that if Vasilevsky plays badly, the Lightning still make the playoffs.
They will cover for it.
If Connor Hellebuck plays badly, the Jets will make the draft lottery. Because they'll finish in 31st.
And they'll be pretty solid spot for that.
Yeah. They'll be giving
the terrible defense of the Winnipeg Jets that Connor Hellebuck.
Connor Hellebuck is the Jets.
He is the Jets.
There is no D in Winnipeg, but there is about 5 in Hellebuck, based on the way he plays.
Let's say what the hell.
Yeah. It's late.
There's not.
Tuukka Rask deserves second place.
I wanted to do this an hour ago.
Tuukka Rask deserves second place.
2 hours ago.
Yeah. We did it though, so it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
We're only like 1 day behind scheduling. Tuukka Rask deserved to be in second because Tuukka Rask, although he played actually on the President's Trophy this year, his success is very intertwined with the Boston Bruins' success.
Yeah.
Boston has a solid defensive core but no standout guys that mean that Raff doesn't have to work for anything. Like, it's the same problem with like just looking at Vasilevsky's team. His team does a lot of the heavy lifting night in, night out. That's why we didn't talk about him for Conn Smythe at all. We still haven't. I still don't think he's not close because
you don't think Kuzma is
Vasilevsky has no chance of winning with Conn Smythe.
No.
Because here's the thing.
Stamkos.
No, but not even.
I'm kidding.
But like, here's my thing. If Tampa wins the cup, we won't talk about this for a lot. I swear. We will try to stay away from the playoffs talk. We're leaving that for the videos that we've already posted and just our game reviews. But if Tampa wins the playoffs, who's gonna get it? A defensive guy or their goal scorers? Their goal scorers. Now, the only other option is Tampa loses in the finals, in which case they probably don't get the Conn Smythe. It has happened before that somebody has gotten the Conn Smythe on a losing
team. And Fleury
team.
did get votes that year they lost to Washington. He did get
really?
votes. Yeah, he got votes.
I didn't know about the votes.
Yeah, he got a few votes.
The last time this has happened that somebody won, it actually was the goalie, and I could be wrong. It might have happened since. John Sebastian Giguère, not the year you're thinking. It was not in 2010 and in 7. No, it was in 2003, I believe. 2003 against the.
Oh, the back from.
Oh God, against the. You put the volume on.
Oh, volume on.
The volume on.
That's fine.
Time has made us weak.
Oh, we're gonna keep.
But anyway, John Sebastian Giguère against the New Jersey Devils got the Conn Smythe. So, but not likely. Now, anyway, let's move on to the James Norris Trophy. I'm not going to count down the numbers for these because they go from 1 to 5. I'll just give you the top 3.
We're already 7 minutes into this, so
that's fine.
We got lots to talk about.
Roman Josi wins. Well, I'll just say this: Roman Josi over John Carlson and Victor Hedman for their regular season play.
I'm okay with that.
You know what? If
okay.
I was in there, I would have voted for John Carlson, but that's because I favor a very offensive-minded team.
And he was on defense.
And he was my first defenseman pick. Don't anyone ever say I don't know who to fucking pick for fantasy hockey. John Carlson, Alex Pietrangelo, Cale Makar, Tony DeAngelo. All 4 of those were on my fantasy team. I knew to pick defense. But anyway, yeah, I would have picked John Carlson only because he was having an extremely good breakout year in terms of point totals. However, Roman Josi has been really hovering around that mark for a while now and deserves the trophy. The Calder. It really came down to a 2-horse race, didn't it? It was either going to be Makar or Hughes. What camp were you in? Makar?
Yep.
I was in Makar, yeah. And Makar wins the vote. It's close, but Makar wins it by pretty much a 2-to-1 ratio, I'd say. And then poor Dominic Kubalik. Dominic Kubalik literally had 0 first-place votes. Adam Fox had 1 first-place vote, and he was 4th. He wasn't even on the goddamn ballot. Although Dominic Kubalik showed up in the playoffs, though, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm totally fine with Makar winning over Hughes. Listen, both of those guys are going to do absolutely amazing. As far as I'm concerned, this could have reignited. This honestly could have the type of effect that, like, a Malkin, not a Malkin, an Ovechkin Crosby type thing where 2 players are now linked for a long time because they both stepped up this year. Hughes was extremely beneficial, especially on the back end.
I was looking for Makar to win it. I hate to
Canadian.
I hate to say that he deserved it because obviously both players. Honestly, I would have been fine with either one of them.
Yeah, they both were on fire.
Really, I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'd still take Makar over Hughes, but
yeah. So
not by much.
I don't have the votes here, But what do you think of Draisaitl?
So what do you? Yeah, I was about to ask you because Draisaitl got
Doesn't
a
he
lot
win?
of hardware there.
Doesn't he win? What does he win? He wins the Hart, and
won the Ted Lindsay.
it was the
Hart.
Ted Lindsay by default though because he had more points than other people.
I thought that's the one where you pick. Fuck, I can't remember. Hart Ross is where you get more points, right?
Right.
Well, then
And
let's just talk about the Hart, okay?
Because that's the one that we had the most.
Because
excited.
well, the main thing that a lot of people have been talking about with the way that Draisaitl was winning these awards, like just because like a lot of people thought
McKinnon came second.
Of course he did. Of course he did.
Panarin came third.
Yeah, I didn't see-
Connor Hellebuck had more first place votes than Connor McDavid.
Yeah, McDavid was injured for a good while.
Yeah.
So.
Well, this is the thing. Like, the ultimate. I have said this before, but the Hart Trophy is the best player with the best storyline. Because the Hart Trophy is completely arbitrary because it literally says who is the MVP of the season. That is not a quantifiable stat, especially when you compare players and goalies. That's why you don't see goalies in this category. The fact that Connor Hellebuck made it into the top 6 for nominations. Helly was 6. Good for him, because that is extremely hard to do. Christian Jarry got on the vote. He had a 5th vote. I'm sorry, I have never seen that. I bought him. He tied for 17th.
An intense race.
I'm sorry, it's just amazing that some people, the people that sometimes get brought up on these are just hilarious. That is exactly what I would do with my 5th place vote, by the way. I give an absolutely fucking throwaway. They'd be staring at the page and they're like, excuse me, sir, why does Adam Lowry have a 5th place vote for the Hart Memorial Trophy? Who the fuck did this? I'd be like, that was me. MVP. Tied for 17. No, but as I was saying though, in a typical ADHD fashion, the Hart Memorial Trophy is completely arbitrary, and it is completely non-quantifiable in terms of numbers. So how do we determine that? Well, is their team going to make the playoffs in a normal year? Because technically they didn't, which is kind of funny. Because someone doesn't want the Oilers in the playoffs. He's sitting up there, and he doesn't want the Oilers in the playoffs for some reason. Damn.
So, like,
Yeah, no, I'm going.
just
I'm on a roll. I'll lose the train. But also, like, is their team winning and going to make the playoffs? Yes, that's a plus. Is this player a huge point producer? That's a plus. Does this player have a story behind his success? That is the biggest plus. And what was Draisaitl's story?
he finally wasn't overshadowed by McDavid.
Yeah, he finally got to be Batman. He wasn't Robin anymore. That's what it was.
Exactly.
He wasn't Robin for a year.
Yeah. So.
Like, and that's the thing.
That's like because I've also like heard a lot of people saying like, oh, Draisaitl's so overrated. He's just feeding off McDavid with these points. Which I mean, they obviously are going to feed off each other a bit.
Yeah, they're line mates, not fucking vampires.
But
What do you want from them?
But that's inevitable. Exactly. They're line mates.
Yeah.
But if you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But now you realize how good he is as a player when you take McDavid out of the equation.
Yeah. Well, I just find that funny that people say Draisaitl
Like
only
McDavid.
feeds off McDavid. Did Yari Curry only feed off of Wayne Gretzky? No, get the fuck out of here. He was a good fucking player that Wayne Gretzky liked to pass to. And you know why people like to pass to them? Because they're in the right fucking place. It takes more than skill to do it. You need a hockey IQ to know when to pass.
Yeah, so. I think
And that's why you get more assists than goals. Now, let's go to some trades.
Let's quickly pass over the Minnesota Buffalo trade, and then we'll get to the big one.
Well, Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Because there's a lot.
Eric Stahl goes to Buffalo for Mojo. Marcus Johansson to the Minnesota Wild.
Buffalo.
I like that. I like that. You know what? For the record, anybody
Nice
who's
job,
listening, I like Buffalo. Call me a sucker for some losers, but I like Buffalo. And Buffalo deserves a lot better. Buffalo
Yeah, I
has
feel
had to
bad for
deal
their fans.
with a lot of shit. A lot of shit. I'm glowing right now.
Oh yes.
I'm glowing.
Uh-huh.
And it's not just because I'm talking about your Buffalo Sabres. But like honestly,
You're really gonna pull that card?
this
Your
trade
Buffalo Sabres.
is just trading veterans, and Eric Stahl has been solid in the Minnesota Wild, and Marcus Johansson has been good in Buffalo. However, you have to remember
You wanna know
Marcus
my honest
Johansson.
opinion, though?
What?
Like, I don't even know really why this trade happened. In the sense of, like...
I have a few theories.
Just because, like...
The new general manager is Stahl's old playing partner in Carolina. So there's that. So he knows to expect him. Also, you know what I think?
What?
I think that $9 million Jeff Skinner contract needs a line mate. Because paying Jeff Skinner $9 million was a fucking mistake. And now they're trying to get out of it by getting his old line mate. And thinking, hey, you used to pass to him then. Can you pass to him now? Like, also, too, and this is the thing, Marcus Johansson, solid player, but he's a journeyman. Him, honestly, I compare to guys like Anton Hudobin, even like Patrick Marleau. Like, they're just there. They're gonna put up
Patrick
points.
Marleau, my favorite Carolina Hurricane player.
My favorite Carolina Hurricane.
They put his fucking number in the rafters. I swear to God.
It's like Mike Hoffman in San Jose.
Someone
God
actually made a
damn,
banner, you remember?
they did.
Yeah,
Mike Hoffman found it. He found
He
it
found
too.
it. He found it, and
Dude!
they gave it to him.
Yeah, what did he sign it? Sorry, my girlfriend was an absolute bastard. Thanks for the memories, San Jose. Sign, Mike Hoffman, future Mrs. Devil. I'm sure Mike Hoffman is a wonderful human being. He just dates wrong people. It was bad, okay? Now, what I will say, but I think overall it's no, we'll get there. The trade for Eric Stahl is a slight upgrade, and I hope Buffalo the best. Now, there's a couple things we want to touch on. This is leading up to what happened today. What the fuck happened today? First off, a little backstory. Jim Rutherford has been knocked out of the playoffs 2 years in a row. This is new for Jim Rutherford, the Pittsburgh Penguins general manager, because as opposed to winning 2 cups in a row, he's being knocked the fuck out of them. So, Jim Rutherford has a crisis on his hands. Do I accept that I need
more defense?
No. No, you know what's the problem? You know what the goddamn problem is? We're not young enough. 28-year-old, get the fuck out! 32-year-old, get the fuck out! The retirement home's waiting! Also, and I don't think Jim Rutherford knows this, draft picks is what makes your team younger! You have fucking none! So first off, the first trade of this shit extravaganza, the Pittsburgh Penguins acquire Kasperi Kapanen. I like Kasperi Kapanen. I don't like the trade they made, though. Jesper Lindgren, I think they thought they were getting Liljegren, but they didn't. Dumb. And Pontus Aberg. Why? For they give up a 2020 first round, not lottery protected pick. Evan Rodriguez, David Warsofsky, who is filler, and an elite prospect in Philip Hollander. Wonder Boy fleeced you, JR, and he didn't even need to try. What? Like, this is just so dumb. I like Kapanen.
And this is a
But you know
great
what?
draft year.
You know, yeah, it's deep.
This is a very good draft
But here's
year.
the problem with Jim Rutherford. He doesn't use draft picks. He's a fucking online window shopper. He doesn't wait for shit to come out early. He doesn't pre-order anything. He just says, "Ooh, shiny, I want it." Branded Tanev, $3 million. What a steal! Fourth line player. Kasperi Kapanen, we traded him away, but come on home, son. 2020 pick. Philip Highlander. Goodbye.
Just gonna let you
Nick
go.
Bukestad, get the fuck out. Yes, we will take future considerations in a conditional pick. FYI, I looked online on the Instagram of the Penguins, and it was fucking amazing. One commenter said, "Don't worry, the first round is the pick, conditional pick is the first round we gave up for Jason Zucker." No, it's not. That one's not coming back. You fucked up. Which leads to the pièce de résistance. Patrick Hornquist for Mike Matheson and Colton Skeever. Oh God.
They have to fire him. They gotta.
That's the problem. You can't fire him yet. Because
Why?
you need to know that you were right and that he sucks. You need to play a couple
You
games.
don't know yet.
No, because fuck, we thought Vegas would suck. And look how they're fucking are. They're set for the future. They have like 6-year window. This is the fucking problem. This is the best kept secret. Everyone in their mothers knows the Penguins is gonna suck. But we need to wait to watch them do it before we can fire JR. But I would like to see them do it sooner. Actually, no. No, you know what? Keep JR. You've won 3 cups since I was born. Keep JR. Never trade any of your core except these fuckers. Like, the overalls. Patrick Hornquist is rating at about an 87 overall. Mike Matheson, 81. Colton Skeever, 79. And Mike Matheson has a contract for 6 years at almost $5 million.
Yeah, they gained I think 700,000 in cap space.
They lost cap space!
They lost cap space. Lost 700.
How do you
Yeah.
lose a trade with Florida?
Yeah.
That is a place you should never lose trades to.
And
That's like saying Peter Chiarelli stole your lunch money. What the fuck are you doing?
so
I'm very emotional about this. I don't like stupid people. And this is stupid. Bill Zito is officially the greatest general manager in Panthers history, and they haven't won a fucking game yet. You know what? Good for the Panthers, though. They've gone through a lot of shit. Most of it's from shooting themselves in the foot, but I digress.
or the rat.
Or the rat. Shooting themselves in the rat. The year of the rat. All to get blown away by the
Year of
Colorado
rat,
Avalanche.
The Chinese calendar. This is our year, boys. We got it.
This is our year. Anyway.
Fuck, man. Went to a Chinese restaurant yesterday, and I know it. This is our year.
This is our year.
This is our year.
So, now, this is important. So, me and Carter, we live in Winnipeg. And apparently, Line A is on a trade block.
Don't do it.
Chevy?
Don't you fucking do it, Chevy. Well, here. First things first. Before you do your little monologue.
Okay.
Okay. This isn't Chevy's kind of known for this, where he'll put a guy on the block, but it won't really turn into anything because he's got a high price.
I agree. And if
The
anybody
monologue may continue.
and if any motherfucker mentions Jacob Trouba, I will kindly mention we got our first round pick back. You had to pay him $8 million for a fucking shite year.
And Pionk is
And
doing pretty
Pionk
solid.
outpointed him for all year, and he's still on an entry-level deal. So you fucking lost. and you're paying Trouba $8 million, which has never failed to pay a defenseman $8 million before, screams Andrew Doughty and Erik Karlsson. I digress. I beat that horse. But, like, here's the thing. The only thing that I can relate this to is hearing about Evander Kane. Yes, it's a little different because he's better than Evander Kane, obviously. But we waited on Evander Kane, and we demanded the King's ransom, and we're still paying dividends for that. I've heard Columbus is interested, and Blue Jackets fans are like, well, who would we want? Seth Jones. That's one. We're taking him, please. If we want a second line centerman, fuck that. I want Pierre-Luc Dubois. You can kindly ask how many shits I give at the back of I don't give a fuck. We're taking Pierre-Luc Dubois. You don't have a playoff window. And he'll ask for picks.
Can't wait to see.
Chevy will, Laine will not go without a first-round pick attached to it and an elite prospect and a name value player to quantify the second line. Now, personally, would I do it? No, don't fucking move him. Please don't. Just
Build
buy
around him.
This is the thing. Just buy it free agency. You have money. Bufflin left a lot of money on the table here. So that gives us opening for our cap space. Just try to splash the free agency. You will have to overpay. You will. We are from Winnipeg. You're gonna have to overpay. But the good news is, and then people are like, well, our defense sucks. Yeah, but we can't do anything about it yet because we need to wait for them to develop. Ville Heinola and Dylan Sandberg are going to come up eventually, and when they will be NHL caliber. But you can't just keep asking for defensemen through free agency and through trades and expect that that's going to turn around. What that's going to do is that's going to rapidly age your core way too fast. You don't want to be mediocre. Mediocre. I said it how it's spelled, and I didn't like that. Mediocre for so long that you just make trades to try to stay relevant. You need to let your windows come and go and stay naturally.
Yeah.
The window is not ideal right now, so you can't force it to become ideal, or else you will risk your next. You're gonna risk 1 year, 1 year of really good chances for 4 after that by fucking up the time. You need to let things progress properly. And this is what comes back to, honestly, what I'm mad about the Penguins. The Penguins, I think in Jim Rutherford's head, he says, okay, so, yes, also, okay, I'll get to that in a second. But I have Evgeny Malkin. I have Jake Gensel. I have Sidney Crosby. Good. I have the forwards to do it now. Maybe I can get Justin Schultz. Or maybe, and this is the rumor, I can get Alex Pietrangelo. They won't get him. They better not get him. If God has a sense of humor, they'll get him. But as I've come to know over the last year, God only has a select humor, which he saves for better occasions than this fool. But now this is the big elephant in the room. Do you know the guy they need to get out of Pittsburgh? Jack Johnson. Have you been on NHL, on the Pittsburgh Penguins Instagram? It is a Jack Johnson riot. I've never seen so much hate to an own player, in my life. They're like, when are we trading Jack Johnson? Honestly, Jack Johnson is on Nikita Zaitsev and Cody Ceci levels of suckitude. That is a list you do not want to be on. Jack Johnson, honestly, and this is the thing, people are like, oh no, what are they going to do? I'm like, just drop his contract. Just drop him to waivers. Because here's the thing, if someone pays for that, they go away, get the fuck out, bye-bye. But if no one pays for it, goodbye, go away, get the fuck out, goodbye. Jack Johnson's contract is fucking... I would trade him for an 8th rounder, and the rounds stop at 7. Jack Johnson is a glorified pylon that fights back and gets penalties.
Glorified pylon.
Yeah, he's a glorified pylon, because unlike a pylon, he takes a tripping penalty.
What's he doing? Is he wearing a fucking sombrero hat? Fucking glorified pylon?
He could be, and I'd never notice him, because he doesn't do anything. He makes Dmitry Kulikov look productive.
Oh.
Think about that statement, boy.
That's
Mm-hmm. That silence says it all.
yeah. Well, I mean, I've let you go on your mind.
I'm sorry. I've talked a lot today. Granted, it's very late, so I feel like I'm the only one with the energy to keep it going.
Yeah, you do well with late nights.
Oh, buddy, I live for it.
Yeah. You
So
live
Craig
through it.
Anderson and Mark Borwicki, who is the captain of the Ottawa
Yeah, but
Senators.
instead of just going on.
Just listen. I just want to get this last thing out. They will be open on the market. So
We do got to wrap this up because we only got a few
We
more minutes of
do.
footage
What were you
before my
saying though,
camera.
actually?
So, what do you think of the rebuild of the Ottawa Senators right now? After the tragic events of them losing to the Penguins and the entire team collapsing.
You watched that urinating tree video, haven't you?
Well, no, I'm just talking about the fact that they were one goal away from the Cup final.
You
and
watched the urinating tree video,
I
didn't
actually haven't, believe it or not.
Okay, so here's the problem with the Ottawa Senators. 2 words. Eugene Melnyk. Eugene Melnyk is a slime ball. Eugene Melnyk traded away Mika
I
Zibanejad
thought
because
that
he
went
didn't
without
want to
saying,
trade he didn't want to pay a signing bonus. I repeat, the Ottawa Senators had Mika Zibanejad and they gave him away because they didn't want to pay him a signing bonus. And this team made the conference final. Ottawa is held hostage by Eugene Melnyk.
And then the whole Carlson Hoffman thing and the whole team just fucking blew up.
Yeah, because Eugene Melnyk.
Because they traded away Hoffman thinking that the problem was solved.
No,
Just
you
for
know what was
San-
fucking amazing? They trade away Hoffman to San Jose. They're like, great, get him out of the conference, out of the division.
I was literally...
San Jose flips it!
Exactly. That was
And then they still trade with San Jose to trade Carlson!
Well, they had a condition in
They're a fucking sucker for punishment. They're like, he stabbed me in the back once, but I'm gonna come back to him.
there. And
I hope he doesn't cheat on me again.
And then San
You
Jose...
fucking idiots!
And then San Jose takes Erik Karlsson over Pavelski, which...
We're not talking about that.
That's
Buddy, we're at 32 minutes. I'm gonna need like another 7 hours to discuss that. But like
we're gonna run out of footage.
in closing, actually on the Ottawa Senators, I like a certain players on that team. I'm a huge fan of Anthony Duclair, and to see him finally get a team that he really fits well with, works good. The problem is that all of their points, like, look, if you look at like a graph, for example, okay, and you say this is the most productive guy, their graph is like needs to be lowered compared to other teams because they're just not productive like that. So I would say that I am hopeful for the future. But I don't know, because Eugene Melnyk in charge of a rebuild, even Pierre Dorian, but Dorian's a glorified puppet. Like, I'm pretty sure if you look at his back, he's got a string attached. You can just pull it and he'll say words like, "Oh well, we're a team." Right? Have you seen that interview?
Oh well.
Where it's like Pierre, what are you optimistic about the Ottawa Senators? Well, we're a team.
I have not
And it's
seen
like, oh, that was the worst answer you could have picked.
Are they though? Because I remember hearing talks about. Occasionally, people talk about Ottawa moving based off their arena being in the middle.
That's because Eugene Melnyk.
Well, yes, and also because of.
He wanted the king's ransom for a fucking stadium. Just move it into the city, you dumbass. You live in Barbados. You don't have to deal with it.
He lives in Barbados.
He doesn't pay income. He lives in Barbados. This is why I hate this man. He's the Harold Ballard of the Ottawa Senators.
You're just going after the GMs.
No, I'm not. I'm going after the ones that are fucking benevolent and idiotic. I like certain GMs. Even Doug Wilson, who signed that horrible contract with Carlson, I know why he did it. Because he wants to reward loyalty to guys that he has. The guys have brought him good. I like Doug Wilson. He's having trouble now with the contracts he's under, but he was good. He did fine. I like Cheveldayoff. He's doing fine. Fuck! Even Ken Holland's doing okay.
Yeah, he's in the tournament. Fucking sucks. Goes to Edmonton. Fucking trade away Lucic. No cap return.
But he did that because Mike Ilitch wanted another trophy for his case. And Ken Holland, in his mind, was doing the right thing. He didn't know when to stop because he just wanted to keep the streak alive. And he cost a lot of futures on the way.
Yeah.
And now you're going to pay the bill for another 5 years.
Yeah.
You won't be competitive for at least 3 to 5 years. I'm telling you now. You're not going to be competitive in 2 years.
Oh, I know.
Because here's the problem. You need a goalie, you need offense, and you need defense.
Why the fuck did they trade Mrazek?
And you need a
Mrazek!
fucking coach because your coach sucks. You have a general manager.
I was so mad when they got rid of Mrazek. I was so...
Yeah, he had to go. He probably develops better somewhere else, though.
Okay, but Howard's older than the fucking pyramids.
Yeah. Bernier. You got Bernier, though.
Okay, we really gotta... Okay, we're about to run out of...
That is the fucking straw that broke the camel's back. Is Zach mentioning how they have Jonathan Bernier?
Please stop. Just...
Do you know Jonathan Bernier didn't know who Nelson Mandela was? There's a... I implore all of you watching, please, Google Jonathan Bernier Nelson Mandela. You will not be disappointed. There's an interview after the game where they were talking about how Nelson Mandela was this huge figure at the game. He's like, oh yeah, you know, man, he just tried his hardest. He was a great athlete. He loved playing with sporting teams.
Okay, we got...
And it dawned on him the next day that Nelson Mandela was not a sports star. He was a human rights and like freedom for South Africa. It's an amazing video, and you're just watching it going, oh no, he doesn't know. He's fucking blowing it up.
Okay.
So yes, that will be our closing statement. Sorry, we've brought this quite late, and we've kind of went off topic a bit, but we hope you've enjoyed. Please like, share, and subscribe, because that is the best way to grow. And we will be back in about a day.
Yeah.
In about a day. To talk about Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Finals.